So I'll say my childhood looked like anyone ukhulele lokishini because ukhulele lokishini eSoweto, and it was quite difficult. And having been raised by my maternal side, ukhulungana ubaba, so it was quite challenging as well. And staying in a 4-bedroom house, and everything. And also there were a lot of peer pressures, but the beauty that I'm grateful for even today is having my late grandmother. Mega strict. After school, weekend, and I'm school, I also we say school make sure it's cool. So that has helped as much as I felt like I was being taken away from what was happening. God to be where I am. With those difficulties, so Mama Ntsieni, Gogo running the show, and it was tough. It was a tough childhood. I know people when they see me, they see this evolved person. I always say I'm not my past. So if you are going through the most, don't let the past define you. You need to evolve and make a change into the world.
In a society now where society has kind of created a rate card for women. You are only your social media likes. You are only your bank balance. You are only the man that you date. You're only the clothes that you wear. And so society has kind of created this rating card for women. So when you say connect with your worth, please explain it to me. And then also on that, how can women do that? Because I think we've kind of lost my word. So the key word for me is your worth. So it's my worth. I am not connecting with the worth of the world. But how do I discover my worth?
So if you're listening to me, just ask yourself, how worthy do you feel of yourself in terms of 0 to 100%. That will give you before even society tells you what you're seeing on social media. And when you know how worthy you feel, ask yourself, why is this? And also ask yourself, how is this related to my childhood? How worthy do I feel? And then that is where the work starts with awareness. Even if you don't go to me or to a therapist, just write. You need to release it from your whole body because we play it in our head. Journaling is so powerful. This is for those who are not ready to sit with someone because they've been told that they'll be given medication. No, it's not. It's case by case. So just write down how is that, and then it comes back to you at the end of the day, loving yourself. It's so hard. It's so hard, and whilst you're doing that, you need to do it every day. 3 times a day. It's saying, then even when you're brushing your teeth. So we say the mind. So let's say you're right-handed. So from today, you're going to use your left hand to brush your teeth. And you say Zama. So you're rewiring your mind. So you're doing a lot. You're moving and your mind, and you're trying to believe. So anything that you do for more than 21 days and you're consistent, that is new. You create the new every 21 days in terms of your habits.
Sanibonani, hello, hi, and welcome to the Top Woman Podcast. My name is Zama King McLean, and I am your host today, proudly driven by Mid-Bay Motors. We are taking a slightly different journey today, and maybe I'm going to learn a few words like nah. I am sitting with the beautiful, lovely Summary. She looks radiant like the color she is wearing. Mashudu Mbhele, a vendor princess who has found her way down to KZN and also found her Zulu King. She takes us through her journey of how she has discovered her passion for life and passion for helping others. She's a life coach, but more than anything, she is a top woman. So, Sis Mashudu, how are you?
So,
I am great, thank you. Before we get into anything, I just want to find out. I want you to look back now. Let's start at the beginning of everything. What does your childhood look like and how you grew?
So I'll say my childhood looked like anyone ukulele lokshin, because ukulele lokshin is Soweto, and it was quite difficult. And having been raised by my maternal side, ukhulungana ubaba, so it was quite challenging as well. And staying in a 4-bedroom house, nabomalume, nawanti, and everything. And also there were a lot of peer pressures, but the beauty that I'm grateful for even today is having my late grandmother. Mega strict. After school, yakhiwe gate, yafunda. And noma school, I also we say school, make sure it's cool. So that has helped as much as I felt like I was being taken away from what was happening. God, I won't to be where I am with those difficulties. So Mama Ntsieni, Gogo running the show. And it was tough. It was a tough childhood. I know people, when they see me, they see this evolved person. I always say I'm not my past. So if you are going through the most, don't let the past define you. You need to evolve and make a change into the world.
Now I want to find out, you are a Venda woman.
Yes, ndimuvenda mbika na ive ivela viva mvenda Sara ndimushavi futhi.
I'm responding to you, ne? Just think it's English, but it sounds Venda there on the screen. But more than anything, as a proud Venda woman, and growing up in Soweto, where it was so diverse at the time, did you face any, I want to say, identity challenges, but was there any issue of maybe losing your time? Because we know sometimes growing up in the township, because it's so diverse and there's so many languages, so many backgrounds, so all the kids playing together, Zulu, Ngisi, Setswana, all of that. Did you ever had any problem with retaining your Venda roots?
No, I didn't, because the beauty is that Eshawela and Ankrele one of the way Venda schools. And I went to Chilizi Primary, to those who might connect, Chilizi Primary School. And then I also went to Budal Shakaya Primary School. And then for my high school, I went to Protea North, which was Riashuma High School. The beauty is that we're the only Venda, because the school was starting. So I was able to do Venda until matric, and we moved along with the teacher, and I made friends there. So I didn't have identity issues. It's only when it comes to faith. I remember growing up, I still say the faith that I went to grounded me. With election, you know what is happening to 5B and all that. As much as Mama Begayes and then we had neighbors which of us witnesses. So I used to go with them, and I had to learn. That is why I learned my Zulu, because there's funding yokulinda and into Inchayabuza. That was the book that helped me in terms of maneuvering. Because Tina says, Zama 1K. We couldn't speak to our parents, saying, I mean, somebody dampile, I mean, our kids do it now. But I had that book that helped me as well. And being an introvert, I know people see this extrovert, but I'm an introvert most of the time. So I didn't have that, but the beauty of Kala Elokshini helped me to be able to understand lots of languages, because I know 18 and then Africans as well. So I get you. So that helped me in terms of maneuvering wherever I am, and the diverse as much as an introvert. And I'll say a high school helped, because we were with other students, and it wasn't Eshawela, one had to travel, walk. So I know when I see people walking, and someone say, when I'm walking, if they know how much I walked in my life. So yeah, I didn't have identity issues in terms of relocation, but I had identity issues when I started discovering me, because it comes back to the work that I do. Whatever you've been ignoring, whatever the family has been protecting you from, it always catches up with you, where you start working, you ask yourself, who am I? You learn that you get rejected. And as well, when you go to different places, there are issues. So the identity issues started when growing up, going to different places, even coming here to KZ, and it was quite a challenge to fit in and say, oh, And then the beauty is that we're saying Fundile
Zulu. So it made the transition easier.
Yes, it made the transition easier.
So while are you on that topic and you're talking about obviously migrating from childhood, varsity and everything, but the workplace, you spent, if I'm not mistaken, over 20 years in the mining industry. And I don't think I'd be lying if I said I believe it's a very tough industry and not a lot of women are in that industry. And like you said, that you need to obviously learn so much and about yourself because it's a new environment. Did you perhaps put any armor on to guide yourself through this journey over the 20 years that you were in this field?
So in terms of armor, I think my introvertedness worked as well. And my childhood helped as well. Because I understand he died when I was 3 and he rejected me. Only see his pictures because and those are the other stories that we deal with as a schooler, and then he rejects you. So yeah, even that rejection carried me mostly throughout my childhood. So in terms of armor, I try to say I need to get out of this poverty because he has more in your 4-room house. There's everyone you don't. I remember when my sister I had to learn to sleep on the floor. It was those things. No, I need to get out of this. So though that environment helped me say, even when I go, even in our family school, you know the main goal is to be independent, is to have your own money because we see abuse. Like I know at the moment, Sukulman is polygamist. Yeah. The polygamist, most of us, we meet it on it. We see Bonnie, is cooler. So I'll say that the polygamist having to say it has shaped me in terms of how I wanted to work. So I didn't fail. I just made sure the end goal is to still have fun. So that helped. And then even in the mining, doing Afrikaans, I know abantu abaningi abayenzi, but because in the Northern Cape and they speak Afrikaans. So helped in terms of conversing and learning and also respect. I know whatever vendors we are too respectful. God, it doesn't mean you can play with our head. We're respectful, but also because I know people who think people who are quiet and kind, you can always, so that helped me in terms of the end goal, because the end goal was to take care of myself, to be independent. So that is how I did it, and then learning as much and also learning to speak with other people as well.
So as you're speaking about this now, this is where the life coaching comes in. But before you got there, I think you are one person who comes across as very aware of her internal being, But while you're working in this industry that you were in, at what point did you feel the fracture? That I am here, but I'm not really here. There's a lot that I need to deal with, as you continue engineering your life, but you can see that there's bits and pieces that I need to solve or resolve, and then having to know that you resolve them and then realizing that you have the gift to assist others resolve them too.
So that happened when I would say, in 2007. So after we had our white training, we moved because I started working in the Northern Cape. We moved to Northwest, and I felt frustrated. I didn't like what I was doing, even though people say, you are brilliant in your work. I'm like, if they knew I had to put 200% to show up. And hearing people saying, you have coached me, because when I started, I met a lot of people when I became a graduate. They say, you coach me on how to manage my finances. You coach me on how to manage my emotions. And then I realized I started planting that seed when I was 14. So when I was doing maybe grade 9 now, started 7, I used to go, because in Kulele, so I used to go to Johannesburg Library and read books on psychology and emotional intelligence.
What?
So I'll spend the whole day in the library learning about this. And then someone say, why? I don't know, I'm just so drawn to that. So when I became a graduate, speaking to people about life, I'll say, do this, do this. Even now, they still quote me. My finances are fine because you said I should do this. My emotions, you said I should do. So it comes from that as well. Because even if someone comes and there's words that people use and I can tell, and they'll go like, I haven't said much. How do you know? So it just comes naturally. So that is how. And then after getting married, moving to another province, I'm like, I'm tired of this. Then I went to go psychometric assessments. I paid for it, but I'm going to HR or do organizational development. But I just said, I've got a child, I've got a new house, got married, I cannot do that. So I had to put that dream in the back burner and just go to work because I brought a child that I need to take care of.
Yes.
But when I moved here to KZN I moved here 2008 and then 2013 was still not happy. So for roughly 13 years, I was a walking
just going through the motions. Yes.
But it wasn't okay. And there were challenges at work with my leaders and all that. But I'm like, no, let me find something. Then I joined network marketing, which helped in terms of my introvertedness because I had to show up. And then 2019, I went like, okay, now I see my kids are growing up. I can maneuver this. Let me go and be a professional coach. As much as I've been coaching people naturally, so I did my transformation coach, life coach, NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. I'm also a negative emotional therapy practitioner. So if you've got anxiety, I help you to get to the root cause. So that is where my engineering comes in. And then also release it so that you feel much better. So I did that. And I started working on myself. I even did what they call the Vipassana meditation. I know people, they don't do it. You go to Worcester. It's in a Buddhist center in Worcester. So for 10 days, you don't speak to anyone. You meditate from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., but there are breaks. They give you food and all that. So I learned, so even if there's noise, I can switch off from the noise. It doesn't matter. Somebody didn't believe me. We're in a taxi for a retreat, and I just got into meditation. And we're like, you didn't hear the noise? You don't know. So you can do anything. So at times you use excuses. But your gift is knowing yourself. There's so much noise. When you understand yourself, even for those who read the Bible, it says, be still, I'm God. And all the answers are within you. But you doubt yourself, which comes back from my work, from the conditioning. So now as an adult, you need to unlearn. It doesn't matter what qualifications you have. You might be the CEO, you might be the billionaire. If you are not happy and you don't know yourself, you'll always have that answer. You'll numb it. You can numb it through alcohol, being busy. There are people who go and do, people who are married, who don't know themselves and they're successful. And it comes back to saying, it doesn't mean if you've got cognitive abilities, you've got human life skills. Those are the things that are never taught at school. And mostly people with cognitive abilities, they say, I know everything. But I'm reminding you that all of us, we experience death, we experience being sick, we experience being dumped, and most are not, and they do the extremes. You go like, then say, no, I'm educated, I should be able, I shouldn't experience
to deal with this. Yes, it doesn't work like that.
Yes, it's just a skill you learn. So you need to come back and say, how do I maneuver life? Because that skill helps you to pay your bills, helps you to change, but at the end of the day, you need to be human. You need to unlearn things and you need to show up. And don't say it's only me, I'm better. No one is better. That's why we are here together. And your parents wouldn't have made you without each other. So we do need each other as relational people.
Listening to you talk, I'm trying to imagine you in the mining sector. You know, so I want you to imagine yourself speaking to you, newly graduated, heading to the gold and platinum and copper of this world. Um, what would you tell Ushudu, recently graduated, about how her life has turned out?
So, Shudu, you've done so well with all the trials and tribulations. Life has been as much as you never thought you were worried, but you just have to breathe. The rest will make sense. Yes, it's release the anxiety, release the control, and start living a life. You've been living a life based on what you saw your parents doing, either their mistakes or whatever. Now is to lead, to be you, because you haven't been you. Now is to live your life according to your own terms, and that will take you far.
I want to go back to something you said, and you mentioned it again. And I want to position this question coming from a place of being an African Black person, and how we deal with mental illnesses issues. You know, you spoke about how I'm sorry to go back, but you spoke about how your father was not in your life at the age of 3, and years later that is still some sort of trigger. And that worries me in the sense that it's self-reflection on myself, that how many feelings does one have suppressed, and then years later your actions are a response of things that have happened years ago. How does that, because I'm really trying, like, as you speak, I feel like I'm in a session
Yes,
right now, and I'm hoping the viewers at home
Yes.
will get these tips, because I think so many of us, you speak about how you grew up. So many of us have the same stories, right? But we don't think the behavior we have now, whether it's the excessive drinking, the inability to have stable relationships, you know, the inability to actually be a human to another human, you know, the ability to strive in isolation, you know, because you don't want to talk, where everything is so surface level. So do you believe there is a bridge between all that negativity that we see now as saying it's my personality to actually how you grew up?
Yes, it does, because that is what I've learned, is that if someone is pregnant, you need to treat them like an egg. And when we speak to our parents, they were never, depending on the circumstances that they were going through during the pregnancy. And you'll see with, I'll say, white people, they say they read books, they are singing, and you go like, it doesn't make sense. No, it does make sense, because from, even you can do research, because someone says it's far-fetched, go and do the research. From the 6 weeks you are conceived, already your whole system, we call the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind stores everything. Even now, even this session is being stored with you. Start formulating. So everything that the child is going, the mother is going through, the child processes it. And even when I do my techniques, let's say there's fear or anxiety, if that fear, that we call it the first gestalt, the emotion, the emotional charge, in the session you'll be able to tell me whether it was in the womb or during the first 24 hours of birth or the first 7 years of the child's life. So everything that is happening with the mother, it's being stored. And also we also got the DNA, the genetical DNA, which is in the body. That is why sometimes you find that a child is repeating what Umkhulu or Gogo did, because it's within there. And when it comes to relationships, I know some are gonna be so angry now and say, I wish I knew it back a long time ago. You attract who you are, and relationships, it doesn't matter it's Umcholo or your boss. If you don't have someone, they're the best personal development you can ever have. Those people shows you things that you went through, you're not aware, unconsciously aware that were happening, because the body never forgets, you store everything. So we tend to attract our fathers or our grandfathers when it comes to relationships as women, and boys will attract their mothers or their great-grandmothers. That's why after you say I do, before you say I do, still a performance, even if it can take 10 years. But that day, because all of us, we have hidden agendas when it comes to relationships. So I'm putting it to you, to the listeners. The first day you met Zama, what did you say to yourself? Uzoma uzoyenza lokhu, which is what I did. I remember when I met Wabo Mbhele, he's gonna protect me. It happens unconsciously, coming back to my childhood, because I was never protected. So I've already given him which I didn't verbalize. Which is what happens in relationships. We fight over uncommunicated needs because they're happening subconsciously. So, Jolo wako, what are the traits? What is the person doing? And then they'll tell you, I know Father So which means now, as this relationship, because both of you've got the same issues from the family, is two wounded people. Now is opportunity okay, John, okay, masambe sizilungisa because we're attracted to each other. Because you, John, you're until you understand. So both of you are a gift to yourself, because all relationship is about companionship. Not what we watched in Mama 1K, Abu Brook,
yes,
all the
days of our lives,
waiting for someone to love you. And if it was time, there's nothing with John or Usipho until you love yourself. So you can have the degrees, you have the money, and you say you don't know what, because I was a tangy. So it comes back to loving yourself, and it comes back also because of the childhood, we experience what you call motherhood and fatherhood. So somebody was like, no, Baba Mbega called, Mama Mbega called. So my question would say, was your mom or dad emotionally available? So that is a distinction. Emotionally available. So if Nyanglalela is parents, if you haven't been, show up now. You can still fix that. Because usapila, imagine healing with the father wound with someone who's dead, which is what I had to do a lot last year. So usapila, so fix that. So, but relationships are good, but they are for you, for your emotional. So they are your curriculum. And your doctorate and whatever, but the relationship that you have is part of your curriculum, and everyone who's around you, they're part of your soul evolution, where you heal mind, body, and spirit, because they are helping you to be better, helping you to view life differently, helping you to show up. And also when you fix those, like if isn't that Zambi, and also they help you to heal yourself. Sinalento yokuthi in relationships somebody say, no, uThembi uqamba manga all the time, ngiyamthanda ngiyamncanga le ntombazana, and then uqamba manga. So now Carl, you come to me in my session ngithi maybe uthe today Sipho uzoya gym uzoya ngo-5, then u-5 uyafika uyasnooze. And then did you go to gym? So so you see, Thembi just showing who you are. So people are mirroring who you are as much as you can blame them. So that's why it's important. We say those 3 fingers. Look at them. What are they showing? And we're so scared to do that because we think we are perfect. So today, just look. If you're gonna a lot of noise in your life, it means there's a lot. Sometimes you cannot articulate it. That's why you go to a psychologist, therapist, or you come to me as well. And for me, I'll check if you need a psychologist or a therapist before I can help you with the work. So or deny whatever, or someone who triggers you, when you're triggered, when you're impatient, it's an unmet need. It's something maybe in Zagale, because when, like most people we hear lately, because there's a lot of reporting uthola ugogo athi no usibani bani ungirapile ngisasemncane, and then you go like, why didn't you know? So because of that subconscious mind, it protects you and then it blocks you until they later says, now you're ready to do this, then your it comes back. So it doesn't mean those people they like it's just that there was that blockage in their mind, and that is why it's happening. And as well, you cannot run away from yourself. Ungaphuza, ungayenzani, it will always catch up with you, and it will affect my relationship as well. Because you might be this high class person, we've created this person.
So now.
One day uzophuza abo Jack Daniels about 20, and then you're just gonna fall apart. And then it's so hard to fix that, and even when you walk around with shame. But I say if that is you, you can still take yourself seriously if you're listening to me today.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Because I'm trying to understand, Shudu. At what point, I understand growing up and the psychology. I guess we use in Zulu, we say ubizo, the colleague. You know, sometimes you are born to be a healer. Just that our assumption is that a healer is of a certain stereotype, or it's certain medicinal abstracts and herbs that need to be used. And I think we are a generation that is very good in fixing or medicating the body and the soul, you know, but nobody looks at the mind. I think the mind is literally on this ratio scale. It's the last thing you think it will have a problem, because I think if you think now, you think your mind is there to remember it's just a soul that I'm writing tomorrow. It's to assist you with your work. It's just to store things. But we don't realize it's an organ as itself. So I'm trying to understand, when you took the decision, and I'll say it's a decision because I don't think you could fall into the profession of being a life coach. I know you discovered how to heal yourself. Obviously, you got help as well, but the fact that you identified that there were triggers and issues, that already was a healing property. Because I know for a lot of us, having to face that mirror, it'll probably crack before I'll punch it in, before even trying to reflect back. So when you said, yes, I've been doing this, there's something I should die, there's more I want to do, you know, I've discovered my triggers, I've dealt with me, I've healed myself, or you continuously heal, I assume. But when did you say, do you know what, I don't want this for me only. I think my gift goes beyond me helping me. I can help the world, I'll say it. How did it come, that mental state for you to move from just, this is you doing this for you, to saying, I'll be a life coach, I'll talk to people, I'll help them fix their lives?
So that decision came from my challenges and even work. And like I said, when we moved around, I had a midlife crisis, and listening to people saying, you can do this. So I just went like, let me do this, because I was not fulfilled. I know being an engineer and all that, it came to that. And also you say so all of us are healers, teachers are healers, because I know that people who complain about the rate, some they just go there. But being a teacher, it's a healer, like somebody who dresses you. They're healing you because they'll choose the right, because even in Basha, they've got a frequency. Cotton, linen, even when you wear it, you're not in a good state, it just calms you. So those people are in Basha, depending whether they're doing it for the money as well as much as it's the money. So Bizo as well, we are all healers. Singers, they're healers. So we need to change that, because all of us, we are healers in our own right. It's just how you embody it. For me, it was to say, I know the challenges I've been through, and people see this person who looks perfect. And being with is just that being an empath. I know being an empath is a tough thing to do. Is to say, I want to see people being better. That is me. I want to be part of being a catalyst of change in someone's life. And then took a lot of decisions, speaking to the family and all that. And even before New Resign, it took me 3 years working on the mind. I had to hire a coach. I had to get a therapist. I had to find someone. I think I'll send you the photo of me in my PPE. You can put it
there,
yes, because I was always in safety shoes, PPE. So I had to unlearn. And that is what we have to do, because most of the time, and local after when I'm 40, life begins at 40. Because you find that the most 40 years of your life, you're living your parents' values. Values. That is important, because I was asking. Then one day you go like, no, I don't like this. It means you haven't been yourself. You have been performing. Now, 40 to 45, you're confused because you've been performing. So it was to say, yes, this is my gift. This is who I am. And I feel fulfilled. Not among a ladder for 1 hour and I know someone is better than me. They're tapping into their talents, because at the end of the day, we've got so many problems as a country. Some of them, they are stuck with people abangazazi, people who have been abused, people who have been through the most, to remind them that as much as you've been through challenges, we have been, but it doesn't mean our life is perfect, because as a coach, I need to work on myself daily as well, is to show that you can do it. So it's that everyone who has got their calling. And also that is why I had to get those 3 people, is to manage the money part of it. What will happen when no money is there? Are you just gonna quit? And unlearning, healing. So it's a continuous thing. But if there's something that nudges you, your soul, because at the end of the day, your purpose is nothing normal. You just get excited. But now, because of economy, you need to know how to monetize it, how to run a business. You can have the passion, but you still have to follow the laws of the country, pay taxes, and all that is to manage that.
I want to find out now. We've now come to an impasse where both the engineering mind and brain is there. It craves logic. It craves facts. It craves it being static. Ne? And then the healer side, the heart, it's very emotive. It's very caring. It's flexible, you know. How do you balance these two? Because it's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation within yourself. How are you able to balance those two sides?
I would say running the business part of it brings the analytical, because you have to execute. So it's in me. And also when it comes to coaching, there are elements you have to bring that execution, but in a beautiful way as well, because you need to understand, bring the root cause. Because if a person's going to come to me for the whole year and there's no change, it means we didn't get to the root cause of the issue. They need to come back with a new problem. So I bring it into my practice, and as helping people to do that, and then also how I balance when I speak. Because when we are together, people say, when I'm with you, I feel like I'm the only client. Even in a group coaching, they were like, I feel like I'm the only one here. So I bring that impact, because most of us, we've been through so much where no one listens to us.
That's true.
So I'll say the key ingredient is listening. They call it secondary listening. Intuitive listening to the person and making feel them like they're the
only ones.
Yes, yes. So it's about that as well, and helping them with their issue to translate it. You know what is the end goal, by taking them step by step so that they can say it by themselves.
There's something I want to tap into, and I want to have this conversation with you as a woman. For too many times, and this is an issue that women face, you know. And I love the fact that you sometimes say it when you say reconnect with your worth, you know. In a society now where society has kind of created a rate card for women. You are only your social media likes. You are only your bank balance. You are only the man that you date. You're only the clothes that you wear. And so society has kind of created this rating card for women, you know. So when you say connect with your worth, please explain it to me. And then also on that, how can women do that? Because I think we've kind of lost our my word. So the key word for me is your worth, you know. So it's my worth. I am not connecting with the worth of the world. But how do I discover my worth?
Okay. So just to respond to that, Esia, so that's why when I do this, I do coaching, so I know some are listening. So as you're listening to me, just ask yourself, how worthy do you feel of yourself in terms of 0 to 100%? That will give you before even society tells you what you're seeing on social media. And when you know how worthy you feel, ask yourself, why is this? And also ask yourself, how is this related to my childhood? How worthy do I feel? And then that is where the work starts with awareness. Even if you don't go to me or to a therapist, just write. You need to release it from your whole body because we play it in our head. Journaling is so powerful. This is for those who are not ready to sit with someone because they've been told that they'll be given medication. No, it's not. It's case by case. So just write down how is that. And then it comes back to you at the end of the day, loving yourself. It's so hard. It's so hard. And whilst you're doing that, you need to do it every day, 3 times a day. Then even when you're brushing your teeth. So we say the mind. So let's say you're right-handed. So from today, you're going to use your left hand to brush your teeth. Okay. And you say Zama King. So you're rewiring your mind. So you're doing a lot. You're moving and your mind and you're trying to believe. So anything that you do for more than 21 days and you're consistent, that is new. You create the new every 21 days in terms of your habits. If you want to be a good writer, do it for at least 21 days. And if you miss, you start from scratch. Because the mind, mind loves repetition. So you look at that and say, well, stand and you hug yourself. And then we do what we call the childhood reparenting yourself. So daily, saying you ask yourself, say, Zama Mashudu, what are we going to do today? What do you want to do? So Mashudu says, I want to play outside in the mud. If you've got kids, it's beautiful. So maybe I'm so in you take them. So you're doing both. But if you're going to postpone it to the next day, you're redoing what your parents did to you. And you see, the moment you start reparenting yourself and there's a realignment, you see daily you become creative. Ideas, because there's what you call congruency, there's alignment. So if you want to start, do it and say, every day, okay, I'm trying to get the ice cream. If you've got time, you go and buy it now. So you're telling her, I'm here for you and I love you. So it's important you hug yourself. You have that CEO meeting because you have the business. Because now we have a company, we buy you. So you have the business. So you need to take care of the business. We don't know what is happening in your mind. And you have to, it's not easy work. That's what I can say. I know I'm smiling, but it's not easy because if you find 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes, low scroll up with TikTok on someone's account. So say before you scroll on someone's account, how am I going to take care of this CEO? Because we cannot dictate to you. Anyone who's above 18, you're an adult. There's nothing we can do. It's just to prioritize and then also turn it. And then you look at everyone in your life and you say, every situation which is not going well, ask yourself, in that, where are you not loving yourself? Where are you betraying yourself? Where are you not having boundaries? Because this also adds up to you feeling worthy. And then where are you not having discernment? Because Mashudu te hamba lapha, and then your intuition 1 hour later to Maham. Whom do you trust? Then you blame me. And that is with the work we do. You say everything, we don't tell you. And we repeat it to yourself,
back to you.
And you go like, oh.
Okay.
So the discernment comes from that intuition, which we lost it. How do you do it if you've got kids or you've Clara Navantu? I'm playing cards, or if you've got bread, and then they take five cards and they and then they shuffle and they say you find that 7 times you won't be able to. But because all of us are healers, if you sit down and you breathe and you connect with that card, you'll be able to. So that is how you cultivate your intuition, because it's there where now you don't want to trust it.
I hope you have a book coming out.
It was supposed to come in August, I think. Yes.
Now this is me putting pressure. It's me, my viewers at home, everyone putting pressure. But let's go back to the CEO. I love that you're the CEO of yourself. And I want to tap into Mashudu, the CEO. At Enabler Solutions, what is the one principle that you'll never break? That is the one principle you'll never bend. No matter the claim to fame, no matter the amount you could be offered. But this is the one principle that you say, here at Enabler Solutions, we do not bow or break. We keep to this principle.
I would say it's we can't do that. Because with our work, we cannot. I know businesses are run, you need clients, but if I'm going to force you to come and work with me, it's a waste of time. And I'll say also honesty and integrity, because it wastes my time to sit there and you're not. I do fire clients if I see that. I return their monies. And they find it as a shock, because my 1 hour is so precious.
Yeah.
That is how worthy I feel. I had to work on myself. That's why even the 3 years working, having those people to help me how I deal with myself. So it's that honesty is important, because the work that you do, if you're honest with me, it's easier to help you. Because you're performing, you're wasting your money, which you could be maybe using it to buy your Jack Daniels, which makes you feel better.
I Jack Daniels.
So it's that with our work we cannot beg people. That is the principle. It's important, because when you do that, people come with drama, and I don't like drama. You come there because Enabler is about empowering you to greatness. How do I empower you to greatness? And I have to beg you to even do the minimum for you to be better.
And then another question quickly I want to tap into. This is a fun fact that I love. You were awarded one of the titles being, not in South Africa, but in Africa, an influential person. And I suffer from something. If there's one thing I've discovered myself, because we sometimes try and try to find out more about why you feel like this. If there's one thing I suffer from, Mashudu, is I call it imposter syndrome. It's where you sit in rooms, or you're in areas, or you do things, whether it's projects like this, and I'll be interviewing Mashudu, and I'm doing the interview, but in the back of my head there's a little nudging voice who say, who are you to interview Mashudu? Do you know that it's like that negative Nancy kind of voice? And then obviously you're like, no, I belong here. But it's always like in the back of your mind, in situations, in life, in relationships, in everything, Sometimes the voices win, But when you got that award, and like you say, you continuously say that it's an overgrowing journey. It's not done, we are, I think science does say that we have not discovered 100% of our brains. So that means even Mashudu has not finished discovering herself. When you got that award, was there any sense of uncomfortability about it? Was there any shock value to it? Was there anything where you sit on the table and you're like, is this really mine? Or some so and so should have got it? Do you have any of those native Nancy?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't. I always say to my friend, if I've received an award, I'll look at it now, and one thing I have to learn is to celebrate. Because for me, I don't do things for awards. I do it because, and for to be recognized for it, it's a cherry on top. So one of my weaknesses is to celebrate that in that moment. Like, oh, it's done. Okay, it's fine. And you always say, you mentioned as well, feeling like you don't belong. When a person work on their self-worth, you realize that all of us, we've got the same blood. We go 6 feet under, you get cremated. But all of us are a gift, and we are love, because our Creator is love. The day you realize that you are love, and that the word love, it sounds so cliche.
Yes.
Some people, they don't know it. The day you really understand the intimate part of the word love and understanding, you won't be bothered by everyone. It doesn't mean you cannot respect them. You give them the respect, but at the end of the day, you're precious. Everyone is very precious in this world. So that's how it tells when you meet celebrities. Not just, okay, that's a celebrity. Like, just a human being.
Yeah.
So it comes back to the work that we do. If it's self-sabotage, who from your parents made you to always perform for attention? So that's my homework to you. Why were you performing for attention? When you heal that, you understand many things you'll be able to manage. But just remember, we're all kings and queens in this world. And you daily, if you're not, you do my trick. If you're left-handed, you say, I'm a king. You do it at least for a month. You'll start working like a queen, because whatever you tell your mind, you start doing that. You start embodying it, and so.
I have lots of work. And I hope one thing, viewers at home, today we do this show a lot, not just to inspire you, but to bring change. And I think with Mashudu being with us here today, I implore you guys that these tips are valuable tips that we have not paid Mashudu for. So please take them on a serious note. Let us take them and start practicing it. And we're not saying that you practicing it means that you have a problem, because sometimes we go into this life not even discovering that some of our actions are a reaction to something. So thank you so much for today. My mind is working a lot because I'm listening, I'm pocketing it, I'm training myself now. If I leave here, I need to get a journal. But I've been converted. But on a serious note, Mashudu, the last one today, if we took away the degrees, we took away the awards, we took away enabler solutions, we took away the glitz, the glamour, and the beauty that you are, and the titles and everything like that. What is left of Mashudu?
Mashudu is someone who learned to love herself unconditionally and who's content with her life through its trials and tribulations. I'm still content. And how I say that is that when I sleep, I fall asleep. My husband will say, I'm so fear. No. I'm at peace. I slept. So I couldn't do that for many years. I couldn't just sleep and rest. Even if there's something I have to solve, even now, I get into that deep sleep. I know that people who suffer from insomnia, but now when I sleep. So because I'm content, I'm happy, and having that 5 minutes with myself before I sleep and praying and being grateful. Being grateful is a powerful thing. You get more money if you're grateful. because it opens your heart.
Mm.
So here, if you resentment
Right.
and whatever, and you're not forgiving people, so look at your monies. Are you forgiving people? You're doing everything, and you say, I've done everything. Are you forgiving yourself? Are you forgiving other people? Because how can money come to someone who's not open? Yeah, so for me, is that I love myself, but I'm continuing to learn how to love myself, but it's a daily thing, and I'm content.
Mashudu, thank you so much for today. I want to do something that we've never done before.
Okay.
I'd love for you to sign out for us. I'll start in Zulu, and then I'll hand it to you. You're gonna go straight to your camera, but you sign out. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. My name is Zama King McLean. Remember that the mind is the most powerful tool that you have. Love it, nurture it, take care of it. And if you don't know what to do, find people like Mashudu, find companies like Enabler Solutions that will help you, guide you. And it's not weakness to say awazi.
Really well for tshifhinga tsho ri ri vhe hafha kha Top Women. Ndi a themba uri vho thetshelesa vha ḓo dzhia vhutshilo vhavho uri vhu shudufhadzee, because ndi phi Mashudu vhutshilo vhavho kha vhu shudufhadzee ngo ḓi ita uri vha vhe important kha vhutshilo ha vhana na ḓuvha ḽavho.